Let's talk about Quentin Tarantino right here. Okay, let's talk about... I'm not going to do my Quentin Tarantino impression. I almost bust out into my Quentin Tarantino impression. I'm not going to do that. Okay, no. Okay, anyways. But he kind of, he's been rustling some feathers when it comes to what's happening at the state of Hollywood right now. Kind of already talked about it last week, and, did a little Film Junkee shot about like how he said that basically this is the worst era in cinema right now. And he talked about the different eras of cinema where, where things just seemed like it was just like one straight thing, and they weren't letting filmmakers be filmmakers. Everything was just kind of like coming out of a factory, and then it came to the 70s and it got better. 80s it didn't, and then the 90s it got better, and then all of a sudden it just led into this whole thing. But yeah, he's been kind of talking about all this, talking about the fact that the marvelization of Hollywood. And this is on the Two Bears One Cave, and actually we can listen to it right here. I'm gonna pull it up right meow. I know Ben posted it, but I watched this yesterday. He was on Two Bears One Cave yesterday. So here's the clip right here. All right, here's the clip right here. Hold on, let me do that. There we go. So here's the clip right here where he's talking about Quentin Tarantino. I mean, he was talking about the Marvelization, but he talks about how Marvel actors aren't movie stars, and he brings up an interesting point. So here we go.
Part of the Marvelization of Hollywood is you have all these actors who have become famous playing these characters, yeah. But they're not movie stars.
Right.
Captain America
They're not movie stars.
is the star.
Right.
Thor is the star.
Business has gone to, like, there are no
Anthony Mackie said the same
anymore.
thing.
Like, Anthony Mackie isn't a movie star. The Falcon is a movie star. And that's what's weird. It used to be with Tom Cruise and Will Smith and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. When you went to the movies, you went to go see the Stallone movie. You went to go see the Schwarzenegger movie. Now you go see X-Men.
Part of the Marvelization of...
So there you go. Very interesting right there, and I love that. And I didn't think I was going to be agreeing with Anthony Mackie anytime soon. I'm kind of not a biggest fan of the guy. Guy's kind of douchey, but right there, 100%. And he also says in that interview, it's like, yeah, they're making it for China, kids in China. They're making it for kids. They're making it for China. They're making it. And he brings up the fact that, hey, we're making these movies for China. That's right. We gotta make it. They gotta make these movies to try to just complete pussies. Yeah, that's right. Hollywood's complete pussies. Anyways, but I just thought that was interesting, because they pretty much said the same thing. And, I mean, there's some people that are like, were kind of offended by that. I saw some people posted that and like, wait a minute, is Quentin Tarantino not know what the hell? I mean, Simu Liu, obviously Junkee, he kind of pushed back against it. He tweeted out something today when it came to this. Let me see. There we go. He posted this today talking about this where, internet trolls. Ooh, yeah. So he says right here, and this is pretty interesting right here. This is what he brought up when it came to responding to this. He said, if only the gatekeepers to movie stardom came from Tarantino and Scorsese, I would never have had the opportunity to lead a $400 million plus movie. I'm in awe of their filmmaking genius. They are transcendent auteurs, but they don't get to point their nose at me or anyone. What? And then he followed it up by saying, no movie studio is or ever will be perfect, but I'm proud to work with one that has made sustained efforts to improve diversity on screen by creating heroes that empower and inspire people of all communities everywhere. I loved The Golden Age too, but it was white as hell. Yeesh. There you go. And it's just kind of funny because if you watch Quentin Tarantino's movies, guess what? They're pretty diverse. And he loves Asian cinema. It's pretty crazy when you talk about diversity. I'm like, wait a minute. You actually think about it. I mean, I know some of the subject matter they've been trying to cancel Quentin Tarantino on, but he's always been pretty, when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But it's just like, eesh. Saying all that, so of course he was getting kind of dogpiled on, but but when it comes to what Tarantino said about movie stars, for instance, look what happened with Black Adam. Dwayne Johnson is arguably one of the biggest movie stars right now. I mean, obviously we were always questioning the star power. What kind of star power does Dwayne Johnson have? He has star power, but he's more of a hype man. He's a personality. He's a character almost, It's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Coming from wrestling, it makes sense. Did his movie drive a box office to Black Adam? It didn't. It didn't. Now, of course, he was talking about Marvel, but, it can kind of apply to DC as well. I always thought that anybody who plays Batman, any actor that's going to play Batman, the character always transcends the actor. It could be the biggest actor in the world, doesn't matter. That character will always transcend the actor. And then when it comes to Marvel, obviously it's like newer characters and, relatively names that weren't exactly there. It's like, yeah, we know their names now. We know Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt. Jesus Christ, there's so many Chris's and everything like that. But you're not. When we came to that study that I was talking about yesterday, which I'll post in a Film Junkie shot probably tomorrow. That study that talked about Marvel fatigue is like Marvel fans will just go and see the movies no matter what. It's a Marvel Studios movie. I need to watch it because it's going to connect to the other movies. And so who cares who's starring in it? I don't care. I don't know who directed it. I don't know who, and that's the thing. That's what we've lost a little bit when it comes to this. This is why when it comes to a Martin Scorsese movie, we're all just kind of going like, oh my God, we got to see the new Martin Scorsese movie. This is a big time thing that even happens with Christopher Nolan. And yeah, I'm even applying this logic to directors because anytime Nolan has a movie that's coming out, people want to see it. Tarantino has a movie coming out, people want to see it. But literally this week, there's a Steven Spielberg movie coming out. Nobody's talking about it. Really weird, because it's a little smaller movie that's kind of loosely based on his life, and it's like nobody's really talking about it. They're just thinking about like, hey, what's going on with Indiana Jones 5 that you're producing? So, but yeah, when it comes to the actors, it's like, yeah, it kind of applies, but at the same time, it's like, you recognize their names, but you more recognize the characters, I guess. I don't know. But I pretty much agree with it. I agree with what they had to say. And it's just crazy how pretty much Tarantino was saying what Anthony Mackie was saying, which was very interesting. Pretty interesting right there.